All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Seider, and I am going to teach you the fundamentals of golf. Now, I know most of you think golf is boring, but I use it as a stress reliever and just like an intellectual game. So, first, you want to start with the grip. Golfers today says that 70% of people who play golf do not know how to hold the golf club correctly. There's a certain way that you're supposed to hold it. Now, most people hold it, I guess they play music while they're holding it. Most people hold it like a baseball player and just kind of grip it tight and think they're just going to swing it as hard as they can. In reality, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take your pinky finger and your index finger on two hands and overlap them together so that you get like a crisscross at the back. And you overlap one hand over your thumb so that you're not just gripping it and swinging it and flexing your wrists and doing all that I guess bad golfers do. The way that it helps your swing is that you want it loose enough to where you have some play in the club. You don't want just a super solid swinging like you're hitting weeds or something like that. But you also don't want it too loose to where you're swinging your wrists and it's not going anywhere. The stance, it really varies depending on what club you're hitting. Now you have different clubs in a golf bag. Most of you have seen Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson play, and they have these huge bags that the caddies carry, and they're struggling to carry it because it weighs 40 pounds. But you have 3 woods, your driver, 3 wood, and a 5 wood. Then you have your irons, which go from a 3 iron all the way to a 9. This is a 3. Most people think that a 9 iron would hit the ball farther, when in reality a 3 would, because the altitude of the club face depends on how far the ball goes and how high it is off the ground. And then you have your pitching wedge and your putter. The stance varies because when you're hitting a driver, you want to put the ball in between, right in the middle of your stance, so that you're not having to reach really far or having to shrink your arms and top it or do anything like that. But when you're hitting an iron, you want to put it more towards the front so that you can have the club head facing straight. As you notice on these, the actual shaft of the club is farther forward than the head. So you're going to have to lean forward a little bit when hitting it and put your arms forward and then swing, because otherwise you'll hit it this way and it'll go right and you won't, you'll just be in the rough. As I said, club selection varies. Most good golfers can tell how far they hit the ball with each club. I personally just kind of guess when I'm playing golf because I don't want to take the time to, oh, I hit it 200-something yards, so I'm going to pick this specific club, whatever. Going along with that, you also want to have good vision of the course, depending on how the greens lie, how the course, what I do personally is I look at a course map before I go and play. Like if I'm sitting in the cart, and someone's skiing off in the first hole, I'll take out the scorecard, and usually the course will provide a map, you could call it. And you want to look at how the holes are laid out individually, like if it's a dogleg left or a dogleg right, because that will vary where you hit the ball and whether it's over water or there's a bunch of sand around or anything like that. So that's really important. But another really important thing about vision is when you get to the green, you want to look at how you're going to have to putt the ball. And the way that most people assume that a putter is, people play putt-putt all the time. It's, just kind of get out there and mess around and swing it and hit it as hard as you can. Well, obviously you don't want to do that on a golf course because you're aiming for the lowest score. So you're going to want to look at where the hole is in relation to where you are and see if there's any dips or hills or, sometimes they aerate the greens, which is where they just put little holes in it to keep the grass good and in good health. And you want to check and see if they've done that, because that'll really mess up your shot. If you hit it too hard, it hits a hole and it pops up and you're off the green in a matter of seconds. So you definitely want to be able to see how the greens lie and how the fairways are. I guess another really important thing that you need to do is, me personally, I remember most of my bad shots more than I remember my good ones, because then I'll know what to fix and how to correct my swing and what I need to do to be a better player. Ben Hogan, who's a famous golfer, once said that he remembers 98% of his bad shots and 2% of his good ones. So if you ever do play golf, I hope that you will remember what I've taught you, and that will help you one day. and I thank you for listening.